yeah.
while does he owe the other kids anything? No, but I think it was a little petty to bring the one meal. How you gonna have your son sitting there, the other one's hungry because she didn't get her check, right? Because that was also part of the skit, right? She or a real life thing or whatever. She didn't get her welfare check, so it made me to believe then there's maybe not a lot of food in the house. If
Mm.
that's the inference that I made, that could be wrong, of course, but like, so your son is there eating in front of his siblings, filling his belly while they looking at him hungry. Like that's just cruelty to the other kids.
So is that on the father or is it on the mom? Because he did offer to take the son into the car and eat the food.
He should have took the kid and left.
Okay, he could, but he offered to have the child come, and she said no.
That's her. That's her right. That's her right. As a mom, it's her
Yeah,
right to say
that is
no.
her right. That's her right to also take his food and throw it in the street.
That was bad, dude. Yeah,
That
she
was.
did a whole everything in the
She said
street.
she said, "All right, give it to me." He's like, "All right, thank you. Stop acting like that."
And then she threw it. Yeah.
Brother.
Hey man, what's going on? Happy Monday.
Happy Monday to you.
How's life in the home front?
It's good, man. I'm just trying to get a little bit of food in.
Yeah, we got food on the way ourselves. So Uber Eats. Uber Eats is a freaking godsend during the pandemic. I'll tell you.
They're geniuses.
But think about how Uber Eats makes. So let me get this right, right? So the Uber Eats guy who wrote this computer program is sitting somewhere in his basement,
right,
making billions of dollars. And what he said was, you local restaurant and you local driver, you guys do all the legwork, but I facilitate everything. I take in all the money and I'm chilling. So it's basically like a facilitator between the food and some guy in his car that goes on an app and makes money. It's genius.
So genius.
It's genius. If I could go back in time, like in Back to the Future 2, remember how Marty, he went back and got the Grade Sports Almanac, right? And he knew all the sports stores. He knew all the sports scores so he could make $1 billion. Some would say, I'd go back and maybe tell myself the winning lottery numbers, and that would be fun too. But like, I would tell myself 20 years from now, Uber Eats, like the idea, hey, like this is this great idea, like Uber and like Uber Eats, like it's amazing.
And the timing was impeccable. Like COVID, nobody leave your house. We'll bring the food right to you. Genius, man. Everything.
Yeah, I mean,
man,
dude, when during the pandemic, man, it was Uber Eats all the time.
Yeah,
I mean, they made $8.3 billion. I'm just looking at this article I just brought up.
Wow.
Several experimental service trailed in 2014 as then CEO Travis Kalanick. Travis is chilling right now, I'm sure. Uber bolstered its position in July 2020. They acquired Postmates. I don't know what that is. $2.65 billion. But 50 billion in Uber Eats generated 8.3 billion in revenue in 2021, a 72% year-on-year increase. Insane.
He could have never done that unless he has an almanac. Unless he has an almanac.
Unless he had the almanac. Yeah, man. Damn, I need a time machine.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go. I can either kill this guy, Travis Kalanick, or be his friend. I'll probably be his friend. I won't kill him. Yeah. But like, hey, hook your boy up when you make this idea called Uber Eats. How'd you know about that? I was thinking about that. I was dreaming about Uber Eats. Oh, I don't know. Maybe we're dreaming about it together. Now we can be friends, be best friends, and you can take me on this journey with you.
But real quick though, my weekend was straight. I actually, went to my son's first baseball game.
Yep. Your wife posted some nice photos on social media, I saw.
Oh, yeah. So he got his first hit.
Okay.
But he didn't make it. I told him we got to work on that leg speed. He didn't make it to first base, but he hit the ball. All right. Then the next time he walked So he didn't hit it, but he, walked to first base, and then the next person hit it. So he ran to second base. So yeah, and the next person he hit it out. So that was the furthest he got. So
Okay.
so two milestones. He made it to first base. He made it to second base, and he hit the ball. So two milestones for his first game. I was really proud of him. And then the next day we started like going out and practicing on his catching. So I see that he's picking up quickly on the skills that you need. You know what I'm saying? So he'll be fine with that, I think.
Okay.
So and
did he enjoy it?
That was the weekend, and yeah, he enjoyed it. He enjoyed it.
Speaking of baseball, there's All-Star game tomorrow. Do you watch base? Do you consume baseball on TV? Not at all.
I will be. I realized that. So I asked him. I said, do you want to watch baseball? He's like, no. And I'm like, do you like baseball? He's like, yeah. I'm like, well, you might want to try watching it. And without even saying anything, I had looked over to the side of me. He was sitting next to me, and I looked over to the side, and he was watching some baseball. Maybe he's gonna start like taking a natural interest in it.
There you go.
And if he does, then I will.
Great year to pick up and be a Yankee fan. As a young person, I've been a Yankee fan.
Are you trying to recruit?
Yes.
My
yes.
son right now?
Yes, I am.
What if he wants to be a Red Sox fan? Like,
good year to be a Yankee fan. I would say that over a Red Sox fan.
Okay.
And good year to pick that up.
All right.
That sounds like a good weekend.
Yeah, man. How was your weekend?
It was good. Chilled, relaxed, didn't really do much. My daughter's kind of getting ready for high school, which is coming up here around the corner. My son's kind of getting ready for his school. I think my wife took the kids out. They kind of hung out with their friends. My daughter went to the mall. My son hung out with a friend at the park. But other than that, man, I hung out, cleaned the bathrooms, and my life is very exciting. Smoked a couple cigars. That was fun. Yeah. I actually bought a fresh pack of cigars. I was gonna actually sit outside while we did this podcast, but I'm looking out the window right now. A bunch of clouds that look pretty ominous. So I'll sit outside next time.
Okay.
Next time we get together.
For all my cigar aficionados out there, what kind of cigars did you pick
up? So I am. Yeah, that's a great question. I buy.
Don't embarrass me, bro. I thought you was one of the top cigar people out here.
Yeah. I mean, I got some Cubans when I was in Rome.
Okay.
Those were cool. A little overrated. I mean, the Dominican ones are just as good in my opinion.
Yeah.
I got the pack over there. I don't. What's the Cuban? I don't know what's it called. Geez, I can't remember the name right now, but I just got a pack. The guy that I buy from does like a pack where he just kind of throws them all in.
Okay.
Couple Cohibas, couple other brands. And you pay like a flat price for like a pack of 6. And so that's kind of what I did. Just kind of went in, grabbed it, came out. I think there's a Cohiba in there. I saw a couple of Dominican brands. CLE, Clee is a brand that I like. So there's a bunch. I mean, there's just so many different ones. And I don't marry myself to just one cigar. I'll try this. I'll try that. I'll always kind of like try. I like a bold flavor, darker cigar. Right. But I couldn't tell you like I have like a favorite because I just try whatever one is out there.
Okay. Right.
Yeah. Right now a lot of people like Rocky Patel. I like Rocky Patel. There's one actually called Connecticut, which is pretty good. It's more of a lighter one. But there's a lot of great different brands out there. There's a lot of people that smoke, $20, $30 cigars. I know a lot of guys that smoke it and they think like you have to have like a $20 or a $30 cigar for it to be good. Like I've had $20, $30 cigars and those are great, of course, but you can get a good cigar for $5.99, $6.99 and have a great, experience. So it just depends on what you're looking for. And if you open a different brands, you can find good cigars for good prices.
Does that same theory work for vodka?
No, it does not, because in college we drank a lot.
Exactly, that's what I want to know. So you can't
get.
So what you're telling me is that you can't get a $5 vodka.
I mean, you can get a $5 vodka
and get the same quality.
No, The thing about what was that vodka we drank in
You know
college?
what it was. I just wanted you to say it. You know what the
I
name
think
is.
it's
Start with a
Dubra.
D. Yep.
Dubra.
Dubra.
That
Link
was
below in the description. No,
yo. That
no.
junk was.
This episode sponsored by Dubra.
I know. Yeah,
Oh man.
$5 gallon of vodka
Yes.
for college kids. I mean, yeah.
But
No. That there's definitely a difference between top shelf when it comes to your alcohols. Talking about your whiskeys, your vodkas, your tequilas. There's a difference
right.
in the level of hangover you're gonna have or
Oh
none.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah. But hey. All right, man. So short and sweet. That's enough of our lives. What's going on with other people's lives, man? What about them people in Indiana, man? Once again,
So yeah, once again, it's on.
again, man.
Uh, like we do around this time, as they say, we go to the mall and
Oh,
some asshole comes in with the automatic weapon, sits in the bathroom for an hour contemplating life or getting tactical geared up, whatever you want, kills a
yep.
married couple, kills another person, injures a little 12-year-old kid, I believe.
Mm.
Um, and then he's taken out by a good guy with a gun, right? Another guy with semi-automatic kills him.
A good guy with a gun. So now we're to the stage where we're not waiting for the police anymore. We're
I honestly,
civilians
I
that
don't. When
taking
you
control.
say, yeah, Dwayne, I think when you say we're not waiting for police anymore, I honestly think this Uvalde stuff has really, maybe for me in my thinking, but like, and I think for society as well, when you look at the level of just, now we've always had good guys with guns shoot at killers. I believe there was a brother many years ago
Mm.
who actually got killed. The police who got killed by police in Alabama who actually tried to engage with a shooter, but then himself got killed by the police. This is Alabama. And I gotta find an article. But
Oh, wow.
to your comment about we're not waiting for the police anymore. Yeah, I mean I think the Uvalde cops
Mm.
um in their ineptitude, and we've talked about Uvalde before, but since our last conversation, there was of course was that video that came out. Yeah, nobody's waiting for the cops anymore, man. It's a dangerous. We're in the wild, wild west right now.
Yeah. So let me just read the article. I got it right here. The gunman who was it doesn't say the age. So the
It was
gunman
20.
shot five people.
I thought it was 20.
So the guy who shot him, wait, let me see. Let me
The
read the
guy
whole
who,
thing and then I
yeah,
can.
yeah, go ahead.
So a gunman who shot five people in a suburban Indianapolis shopping mall, killing three of them before a shopper shot and killed him. Yep, was a 20-year-old local man
Yeah,
who was apparently facing eviction. So they go that stress on people now. Authorities said Monday. Jonathan Sapirman of Greenwood began firing after leaving a bathroom at a Greenwood at the Greenwood Park Mall shortly before it closed Sunday evening.
yeah.
Yeah. He was shot and killed by 22-year-old. How do you pronounce this now? I'm gonna mess it up. I'm so sorry. Elisha, I'm sure there's some silent S's and J's in here, but Elisha Dickin
Yeah.
of Seymour, a
22
city
years
about
old
45 miles south of Greenwood, who was shopping with his girlfriend.
with an automatic weapon.
Oh, so did
The
the
guy who killed him also was
automatic
walking
weapon?
around. The guy who killed him is also walking around with an automatic weapon.
Oh, okay. But he had all his paperwork. He was good though.
He had all the paperwork. He was good. Um, yeah, anyone can get it, even fans in the stands, right? Like,
Yeah.
it's we live in the wild, wild west. The brother I was talking about was a brother by the name of Amantic Bradford, who was fatally shot by the police November 22nd in a mall in Hoover, Alabama. Um,
Not that it matters, but his race was
his race was black. He was
okay.
actually, there's a picture of him here. He was actually in the army. He was mistaken for a gunman in a shopping mall shooting Thanksgiving night back in 2019. The cops were, of course, not charged, but he engaged an active shooter. Police come in and shoot him.
What was the shooter's race? Not that it matters.
Yeah, the officer, blah blah blah. Suspect advancing on two males and had a black handgun in his right hand. I'm not sure of the race of the shooter.
Oh, okay. If I find out the information, I'll put it in the.
Aaron Martez DeQuan Brown. He's black. Um,
He got black people in his family.
he's black, but
Black.
you know, we talked about before. You know, I mentioned that here. So I live in Georgia, and
Yeah.
now you can open carry without a permit. So everyone's pretty much can legally be strapped. Is that a deterrent to these things? You think if you live in a if you live in a state where you go into a spot where you think, damn, there's open carry, everyone can have potentially have a gun. Are you as a deranged gunman more or less? Do you even think about that? And I don't know that you can put yourself in the mind of something like that, but do you even consider that now? I guess
Hmm.
is that positive or negative that I live in a state where everyone and anyone could be carrying a gun as it relates to being killed randomly by some nut job who wants to kill multiple people?
I feel like the people that would be carrying a gun legally would be the people that, if they needed to carry a gun, they would be having a gun anyway. That's what I feel.
Right. But does
Like,
that
if it was
deter?
that serious, like they would
Does
have a
that
gun.
deter though people from? So I'm in the Mall of Georgia, or I'm at the Publix down the street. Uh, does a gunman say to himself, "Damn, Georgia got open carry laws. Like these cats in here might have guns too. Like, do I not go in here and shoot it up? I don't know. I
That's
don't know
what.
how these people think."
Yeah, that's one line of thinking. Like maybe I shouldn't. Maybe the person I'm trying to rob or whatever, the person I'm trying to shoot, the person next to them got a gun. They just gonna shoot me back. Yeah, I mean, it's one way to look at it.
Do you call the police?
What do you
Do
mean?
you? So
Have I ever called the police?
that answer is yes, but like going forward, do you if you need a service from the police, are you gonna call the police? Let's say
But you have.
somebody's in a parked car in front of your house and the lights are on. They've been there for 3 hours and you have no idea who they are and it's dark.
That's not enough, bro. I call the police if I'm in a car accident.
Yeah, that's easy. They can do
Yeah.
that easy. That's just a simple report. But I'm talking about like, do you trust
If
that they'll
there's an
get to you?
active shooter, I'll call the
Yeah,
police. Yeah, if there's an active shooter, I'll call the police. Because I don't have a gun and yeah.
you need to get a gun.
Not even because even if I had a gun, I'm not going. If there's an active shooter, I'm not going to be. And I would have to assess the situation. But I feel as though if I can stay safe away from an active shooter who's probably killing people, I'll stay safe and not because I'm not killing anybody anyway.
That's what I mean. Like you
I'm not
gotta.
killing
So
anybody anyway.
the
I
guy,
don't even
the
know why.
guy who, right. So
Yeah,
the guy who was the good guy with the gun has to live with
yeah.
the burden of he took a life, right? His whole life. He might not care. Um, you know,
Or
most
does he think he took one life and saved 10?
I think it's got to take a heavy toll to think that you taken a life in a capacity that was like non-accidental, like you like
Mm.
I don't know. I mean, let's say that you're in the mall, Dwayne, and the gunman is in front of you, but his back's towards you, doesn't see you, and you have the ability to stop him, but you got your kids with you, and he's spraying innocent people down. Do you flight or fight?
Damn. When you threw the kids part in it,
You're
that's not
gonna run.
something that I don't want to see. I don't want my kids to see you kill anybody. First of all, I'm not going to kill anybody, but I don't want to. Oh my God.
No, I wasn't thinking that. I think you could, if, like I said, it's back to you. You could run and like. Do you think you can get enough velocity where you could run fast enough and jump on his back so fast and hard that he falls down flat, and you can then overpower him, being on top of him that way?
I would.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking. So
I
you had
would
an
do
opportunity
that.
to do that, or an opportunity to take your kids and get out the back door, or would you say, guys, go that way?
No. I would stop them. Yeah.
It's crazy. We
Yeah.
gotta have these conversations.
Yeah. Yeah. If you're behind them with the gun, what are you doing?
He's spraying. So he's here,
Yeah,
and
he's
you're
spraying.
behind me.
You're
He's
but yeah,
spraying, and
he's spraying.
he
You're
has no
behind
idea
with
I'm
the
there.
gun. You got your two kids next to you.
I wouldn't trust myself enough. So here's the funny. Okay, so here's the funny thing. I have a gun, right? But here's the funny thing about what you just said. I don't know if I'm a good shot or not. I've shot that gun once. So what's
Yeah,
the
but we just
chances
we
of
just said we're right behind them, right? Are we close
correct?
enough to
I'm not, but
not
I'm not
miss
gonna.
and be a dumbass?
I would probably miss. I would probably bang bang, and I
Oh,
miss, and they said, "Oh snap! Somebody's behind me," and I'm
uh,
dead. So I would even more likely in that situation jump on his back, even though I
okay.
had a gun, more than I would shoot the gun. I think
Oh, okay.
because I would want to be as stealthy as I can up to the point where I know and I was more confident that I can take him down, if that makes sense, as opposed to maybe shooting from like 8 to 10 feet away, knowing that I'm not a great shot, knowing that I have to shoot for the head potentially because these guys were body armor too. So now I got a smaller target. I just can't bang bang shoot him in the back.
Right.
They're gonna take him out because remember the guy that killed the black people on Buffalo? He engaged with the security guard who had a gun
Mm.
and exchanged fire, but that security guard is dead because the guy had his
Right.
tactical gear.
Yeah.
Um,
Mm.
I don't want to ever be in that situation, but it seems like every day it's just happening. Um, I know that you don't vote. You're not a big policy guy, but you might not do politics, but politics is gonna do you. Straight, no
Oh.
Vaseline, no chaser if you're not
Mm.
paying attention.
Wow.
And these Republicans are poised to take over the Senate, and they're poised to take over uh, the House. And if that's the case, again, I don't do politics, John. I don't pay attention. All right. Well, politics is gonna do you. They're gonna pay attention to you. Now you live in Connecticut, you're in a blue state regardless. But nationally, if they take the Senate,
Mm.
it affects the country.
What does that mean for me?
It means that if they have a Senate that's so Biden's got 2 more years. Now he's already being blocked anyway by President Manchin, who you might have not seen, and I sure as hell didn't see him on the ballot, but he's the damn president for all intents and purposes, and I say that tongue in cheek. But what it means for you is that Biden, and what his last 2 years as a president, is basically powerless.
Mm.
So if there's things that are important to you that a lot of people, so you know, a lot of black people voted for Biden. Biden was put over the top to beat Trump mainly by black people. He went to South Carolina. He got Jane Clyburn's endorsement. Black people got behind Joe Biden. There was a lot of younger energy, a lot of young black energy behind Bernie Sanders. But young people, I'm sorry if you're watching, you don't fucking vote. You gotta vote your power, right? Dwayne also doesn't vote, so don't feel bad for me calling you out. But all the old head black people that vote religiously, they vote for their life, they all got behind Biden.
Mm.
Biden made some promises that for a lot of black people they were looking for. I'm here in Georgia. Biden said it. Hey, you give me John and the Reverend, and I'm going to give you George Floyd. I'm going to Justice Policing Act, which he did sign as an executive order. He said but the next president can wipe it out, right? But like, there was all these other things they would do, and so black people, especially like here in Georgia, like
Right.
voted in droves during a pandemic, put their lives at stake to get Trump out. Like it was more like I voted for Biden. I'm not afraid to say that, but it wasn't because I love Joe Biden. It was a more of a Trump's an existential threat, and he needed to be out when he was. But with any Democrat, Jimmy Carter, Joe Biden type president, you get inflation through the roof. And there's a lot of reasons behind that, and yes, there's a lot of corporate sort of like gouging happening as well. But you've got inflation, which is kind of similar to what Jimmy Carter went through. And after Jimmy Carter had his one term, in came Reagan. And so I think we're going to get probably another Trump/Reagan president. What's that got to do? I'm in Connecticut. All right. So Biden still has all these things that he's promised, black people, and he's promised, liberals and Democrats he was going to do. He's already getting blocked by Joe Manchin. If he loses more in the Senate, he gets nothing done. So for young people, you want your college loans forgiven. That's not going to happen.
Oh,
you want
that's the old people too, man.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
You want more stimulus checks. You want UBI. I was a big UBI guy. You want UBI. That's not going to happen. And so it's going to be more like Reaganomics. And you lived in Connecticut, probably no. Where you? I don't know. You might have been in London at the time, but like, yeah, it's going to be that. I mean, it's going to be a Republican president, and we've already seen a rollback of abortion rights. Now, I'm not a big abortion guy. I'm actually pro-life, but as a libertarian, I'm not one for government intrusion in people's bodies, whatever. It's a fine line there for me, but you're going to see rollback of a lot of different things. Brown and Board of Education might be next. So yeah, but I don't vote, right, Dwayne? Like I don't do politics, and I don't follow it. So yeah, y'all don't follow politics. Politics will follow you. It's a war outside. Don't want to say from. I mean, you got to kind of be aware of just like the basics.
I mean, all of those things sound. Oh, hold on a second. All of those things sound crazy, but as far as that affecting my life and me crying about it, I'll be all right.
Well, see,
but they are big issues to people who really care about those issues. Like I get it.
Yeah. And yeah. I mean, look, I do think there's a lot of people that spread the vote blue, no matter who, and vote like your life depends on it, and vote for your ancestors. That's a lot of hyperbolic talk. Like, be honest, I haven't even looked at my 401k in the last year because I don't want to die. But when Trump was president, yeah, like my 401k was like through the roof, right? So we'll be fine. A lot of people like use these sort of comments like to be nervous or scared. I'm not scared either, but there are like limited consequences that are gonna happen.
Right.
Certainly.
Right. All right. So man, we're gonna have to cut this one short today, but I did definitely want to touch on what's going on behind you. Like, what is all that stuff behind you?
So can you see my cursor? Oh my gosh, this stuff is so cool. Can you see my cursor? Can you see this hand? Can you see this hand going around my head here? Can you see it? Oh, okay. But I have my mouse. But anyway, so like that. Hang on, that's not working either. But like all this stuff around it, you can see.
Okay.
Those are like other galaxies and other like. So like we're in the Milky Way galaxy, and we know that there's like life on Earth, but like no other life in this galaxy. But like there's infinite galaxies of like. And like of the possibilities of like life or like of the universe. It's just it's crazy. It's just it blows my mind. These images from the James Webb telescope, these images. There was this one big blue nebula one that was like a dying star, and like the big blue that you saw was like just like the ultra hot like gas that just like dissipated and made like this big blue like hue in space. Very, very cool stuff. Very cool stuff to be an astronomer or a geek when you think about the universe. It's expanding, right? So it's just continuing expanding, and the images that we have, I think, are like 13 billion years old because that's how long it took the light to get back to us to reflect those images. And so I think they said the universe itself is about 13. I gotta check these numbers, but like 13 billion years old, right? So I just thought it was very cool. I mean, have you been paying attention to it?
I have not, but I know that once a star dies, that's the end of the galaxy. Am I right? Because isn't the sun the middle of the galaxy?
So I don't know about that, but I do know that some of these galaxies are colliding, which would be like, obviously it'd be catastrophic. Like if our galaxy collided with like the Andromeda galaxy, I think there'd be hot plasma, like we'd probably be incinerated. But like that's billion years down the line. I mean,
So for the people that don't know a lot, I know a little bit, but what is a galaxy exactly? What is if you look it up in the dictionary, what is a galaxy for us?
Uh,
No, John, what are you doing? It looked like you typing in some stuff.
yeah, I am
Asking
typing.
you, what is the definition of a galaxy? Then you could look it up. Let me see if you
Galaxies
know
are
your stuff.
vast cosmic islands of stars, gas, dust, and dark matter held together by gravity. Um,
Are you reading that or
that's
are you
what a
telling
galaxy.
me?
Yes, I read that. I totally read that. Totally did.
Come on, you gotta do better, John.
I
This is
mean,
what you love. You love this stuff.
it's cool. It's cool. I mean, what's
Ask
up,
me
man? Hey,
about
Nye, how
sugar and
you doing?
carbohydrates and protein and fats.
Yeah, I don't know about all
I'm
that.
looking it up.
Yeah, but I just think it's cool. Have you been paying? I think the kids are gonna start. See this probably in their science books in the next couple of years. These cool
Right.
images, learning more about it, learning more about the makeup of our planet, of our universe, and the all the molecules. It's just super cool.
No, yeah. It's
Yeah,
definitely
but
something, especially for people that are interested in that stuff.
yeah,
The possibilities are endless out there for stuff to learn about life and planets and stars and all that other good stuff. So
very cool. And then Elon Musk is gonna make a rocket, and he's gonna
mm,
take his people, and he's gonna leave us here behind. So
can't wait.
yeah,
Yeah, man. Is this the most powerful telescope ever created?
I think it's more clear. I mean, it was a $10 billion investment. And so far, some of the images that we're seeing, it's completely worth it. The how deep and how clear it can go into the vast cosmos of the universe and get us back, these images. I mean, look at this picture behind me. I mean, these little swirlies are it's their own like little Milky Way galaxies, and like they're just colliding, and then these stars that are just massive, the amount of energy, like it's a lot. And as a person who considers himself a person of faith, um, I do believe that God created the earth. I do believe that God is the author of life. I never believe though, even in that it would only be one place with life. Like
Mm,
like as a creator, like you create, right? And so
right.
I always knew there had to be like other galaxies, other worlds, other possibilities. This universe is just too big, and it's continuing, and it's complete, and it's expanding.
Mm.
It's just super cool to see these images.
Were you a big Star Trek fan as a child?
Star Wars was my thing. Star Trek
Oh,
was cool. Star Wars was fine. But think about that too. So think about think about Star Trek.
mm,
Um, Captain Kirk and the crew, they're humans, they're humanoids, they walk on 2 feet. This is like how we could interpret life like in the 60s, and probably even how we do now when we think about life. Do we think of it as strictly being um, matter, bipedal, um, four limbs, or could life come in many different forms and many different shapes
right.
and look completely different than maybe what we expect, and maybe not even be carbon based? I don't know. I mean, there's just so much cool possibilities. I think that we're going to continue to find out. I mean, the nature of life, like what is like, how do you define it, and like what does it look like, and is it carbon based, and what's intelligent, and like what's the limits of intelligence, and can we transcend into intelligence, and energy never dies, and like, it's just so much cool stuff that we can definitely learn from this.
Yeah, it's amazing, man. Amazing. All right, man. So good information, man. Good
Yeah.
information.
How long have we been on today? It's a nice short one.
It
What's the
was a
timer
nice
say?
short one, but for some reason, my computer popped up and said we have 2 minutes left. So
Mine is saying that too.
I wonder what's going on.
I have no idea.
I gotta fix that so we can have a regular hour long thing. But you know what? It was a little bit of a dry. I mean, not a dry week. People died, but um, usually there's a plethora of things for us to talk about, and it wasn't so much today. But
Yeah, a lot of bad news, of course. Cool stuff
yeah,
with the shooting. We definitely talk through that again. Obviously, the cool
right,
satellite stuff. From a sports perspective, this is
right.
July. It's pretty dry time right now. NBA Summer League. Do you watch Summer League?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Did you what? Yeah, any impressions of some of the new rookies who you're looking for, or
I
some of the
like
young up and coming players?
I like Scottie Pippen.
Okay.
I like the way he passes. He can shoot. Just a smaller version of his dad. That's it.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
All right.
Who you like?
I haven't watched a drop of Summer League. Now there was
Oh,
this kid against Chet
oh
who
yeah. I
remember that
saw
kid?
some of him too.
He was getting a lot of press. Reminds me of Sean Bradley that can shoot. Do you
Mm.
remember Sean Bradley?
Oh yeah, Sean Bradley.
And then I remember this one game they tried to build him up, man. Tried to build him up. He was super tall, but he was skinny.
Mm.
He was skinny, right? And
Yeah.
Shaq used to just abuse him like he was beating a redheaded dog, man.
Oh
It was bad the way Shaq used to just dunk on him, block all his
yeah,
shit.
yeah. Everybody
Sean
used to
Bradley
dunk
just
on
had
Sean Bradley. Sean Bradley was like a
but Shaq
it
would
was,
go right through his chest. I mean, it was
yeah,
just nothing that he could do because he was just so skinny and he had really no muscle tone. And you could tell if somebody can at least build muscle if you see somebody skinny. But if
yeah,
they've got like broad shoulders, not to get too like sound like a scout, but if they got like maybe bigger shoulders, then that's a frame that you can work to build up. I mean, this guy's got really no big shoulders. He's kind of really just skinny. So
yeah,
it's tough to think about the foundation you're gonna have to build up on that. Hopefully, he can put on about 30 pounds of muscle, but
yeah.
we'll see.
Yeah, he looks good. But
Yes,
yeah,
it
man,
does.
Chess Moves podcast. I wanted
Yes.
the news I wanted to break was that we're on Spotify now. So
Okay.
that link out there, so we could, we hitting the big leagues a little bit. You know what I mean?
Okay. I didn't realize that. That's very
Yeah,
cool. Spotify. We up there. You think we get the bag like Joe Rogan or nah?
maybe.
Okay, we're
Maybe.
working on it. Okay. All right.
All
We
right,
coming for you. We
but
coming for you, Joe.